Hey sis, and welcome to Coffee and Closings, where we sip slow, think smart, and run our real estate businesses like CEOs and not assistants. So let's talk about Mondays, because if we're being honest, most agents don't start the week. The week starts them. I mean, you open your laptop with good intentions and you're like, okay, this week I'm going to be organized, I'm going to be focused, I'm going to get ahead. And then suddenly, you're buried in emails. You're chasing missing documents. You're remembering deadlines that you swear did not exist last week. You're putting out fires that started while you were just trying to breathe over the weekend. Next thing you know, it's 10 a.m., your coffee cold, and your peace is gone, okay? But look, here's the thing. Mondays don't have to feel like chaos. And when they do, it's not because you're disorganized or incapable. It's because you're relying solely on memory, not systems. And look, memory will betray you every time, especially when you add on being a mama to that, okay? Look, don't ask me how I know. So today, I want to show you how you can flip that. So we're going to talk about three things, okay? We're going to talk about a day one intake system that protects your deals before problems even start. We're going to talk about a Friday reset that makes Mondays feel light instead of heavy, okay? And we're going to talk about a prioritization framework that helps you work like a CEO and not your own assistant. So if that's something that you're interested in, grab your coffee and stay tuned.
Baby, you're perfect. Don't let no one tell you otherwise. That spark can give it the butterflies. Mesmerized, mesmerized by you.
Okay, look, here's the truth. Most Monday stress starts last week. When the contract came in and you dropped it into the I'll handle it later bucket? Yeah. Well, when your business is run off of memory, Mondays become detective work. But when every contract goes through a simple day one under contract system, everything changes, okay? So what does that look like? Well, within the first 24 hours of receiving a file, you want to check for a few things, okay? You want to check that all signatures are confirmed, all deadlines are logged, all parties are noted, all tasks are queued, and that everything lives all in one centralized location, okay? Now, a day one intake system, it's not extra work, okay? It's the work that's gonna keep you from losing sleep and losing deals. Because when you do this, Mondays are no longer, where is that document? It becomes, everything is already tracked, let me simply execute, all right? Now that alone, it can save you hours and your sanity. Now let's talk about how you end the week, okay? Now look, most agents, they slide into Friday like it's home plate, child. I mean, they just trying to make it across the finish line. They shut their laptop down in straight survival mode like, I just simply cannot do one more thing. Not today. But look, here's the thing. When you do that, Mondays become recovery instead of momentum. So look, here's the shift. I want you to give yourself 20 minutes every Friday to just clean up your week before you walk away from it, okay? I like to call this the Friday reset. So during that time, you want to do a few things, all right? You want to log your deadlines. You want to send quick follow-ups. You want to close out files. You want to update your calendar. And you want to mark what can wait until next week, okay? Now, those 20 minutes, that's going to create a peaceful weekend, a clear Monday, and a version of you who is not stressed before she even wakes up, all right? Now, the Friday reset is not a chore. It's a gift to future you. Now, look, even with structure, let's be honest, okay? Mondays will still present you with choices. And the question then becomes, what do I give my energy to first? So here's the mindset shift that literally changed everything for me, okay? So there's CEO work and then there's assistant work. So your CEO work, That's the work that grows the business, okay? So that's your prospecting, that's your lead nurture, your negotiation, your strategic planning, okay? And then you have your assistant work. So that's the work that maintains the business. So that's your scheduling, that's your document updates, your file organization, your deadline tracking, your small admin tasks, things like that. Now look, both types of work matter, but only one actually moves the needle. So every Monday morning, before you do anything else, this is what I want you to do. I want you to pick your top 3 CEO tasks and complete those first. Then, where the time allows, circle back to the assistant work, or you can pass it off to like your back office team, like your assistant or your TC if you're short on time. Because when you start the week like a CEO, your business, your energy, and your commission follow suit. Okay, so let's recap, all right? So we're setting up our day one intake system so we can catch problems before they become chaos. We're committing to our Friday reset so we can end the week with clarity and start Mondays light, okay? And we're implementing our CEO first assistant framework, so we're working on what matters, not just what's loud. Now remember, small shifts create big impact. And when you stay consistent week after week, that structure starts to build momentum for you, okay? Now, if this resonated for you, drop a comment below and tell me which one of these are you gonna try first. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss the episode, and send this to another agent who is tired of starting their Mondays in panic mode. And look, sis, if you want the exact setup that I use to help agents stay organized, my Agent Badge checklist is linked in the description below. Now, when you download it, it unlocks my Close Day 1 kit, okay? Now, this is the exact process that I use when a client goes under contract, step by step, all right? So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Coffee and Closings. I'll see you next Monday, same time, same mug. Bye.